Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Party, and I got the Razer Raiju for PS5, the plugged-in version of the 8K for the PC, and this one I only paid 40 or 45 bucks for, around 50 on Amazon because it was used like new, and someone messed up the analog stick, switched it out, and I'm guessing that they just wanted to, I don't know, maybe get it. I don't really get it. It was put on backwards, so it wasn't even the right way, but they sold it for 50 bucks. This one's $220. It's got all the buttons. And then compared to my Edge with the buttons on the side and the TMR, these things are pretty sweet. Now this one, I can't get the circularity down. I'm not really sure how. So it's at like a 13, and so but pulling at 8K, it feels really good. On my PC, it feels just like the other controllers when they're overclocked. I don't think that there's that much of a difference between the overclock that's 8K and this one. When I have this overclocked at 4K and this one at 2K. I really can't tell a difference, guys. But this was 50 bucks, and figured I'd get it. And then this one, figured I'd get this for PlayStation to review and see how it is. And if I liked them, I would play with this on my PC, this on my PlayStation, until I got the other controller I ordered with the Marius board and see if the Marius board was actually quicker. Yeah, I just wanted to do a review on it. So you cannot plug this into the front of your PlayStation. It causes latency issues and all sorts of weird problems with how your analog feels. I was initially going to give this a really bad review because of that, and then I plugged it in the back. I was using the scuff, like little piece. It's like this. Let me grab it real quick for you. This little adapter, putting it in the front. Don't do that. Go ahead and plug this in the back like it tells you to. And so let's get into the computer, and I'll show you the circularity on the PlayStation 1 versus the 8K one. Alright guys, I figured I'd show the circularity settings real quick, and then also show something from Beaver that explains circularity a lot better than I can. They're trying to come out with an even better description, so stay tuned on that one. Check out Beaver. Alright, so this is the 8K controller circularity, and this is more like a normal ALP sensor that's high error rate, and I don't know how to bring that down. I'm probably going to try and figure that out, but as of right now I don't know how to do it. I'm going to plug in the Raiju and test its circularity. And 8.52 is pretty good for the left stick, and the 6 point something is perfect for the right stick. That's where most of my TMRs are at. I'll show you guys what the standard, this is the Edge controller going in now. And I got myself my Beaver stick on the right and the standard potentiometer on the left. And we're at a 10.2 for the standard ALP sensor and a 3.4 or like a 4 for the Beaver TMR. And the Beaver TMR, let's go to their website, and then I'll give more information on that. Alright guys, so I've had a few people in the comments message me that my circularity is too low and to adjust it between 7 and 9% because that's what the consoles pretty much account for in the games. However, Beaver has a different answer, and Beaver does these controllers for the pros, and they say that circularity and error rates alone should not be used to determine a controller's functionality and should only be a concern in extreme cases of improper recalibration or when the mechanism is warm and needs replacement. Magneto mechs may have greater than or equal to the circularity of a stock controller. However, professionals have not experienced a negative impact on gameplay, which is pretty much my experience. So they pretty much say 6 to 9% is your unmodified controller, and mine, all of them are like between 10, around 10%. And then the long version, which they'll be publishing soon, but they pretty much say that the pros like the way they do it, and they have the opposite. They say they claim that it actually is better at the lower circularity error rate. So this is definitely something that's going to be 100% based on your own settings and your own personal preference. Other people who mod controllers say that you need to have it between the 6 to 9% range. However, I'm going to go ahead and trust Beaver because they have been a good company and they've been making good stuff for an extremely long time. And the pros have been using their controllers without sponsorships for an extremely long time in the CDL as well. So we'll keep it at that. And I also wanted to mention that I'm not doing the review on Black Ops 7 because I don't like Black Ops 7. I'm skipping it this year, and so I'm going to be playing other games. So I did it on Black Ops 6 because I am familiar with the game and how it aims, so I might as well give the controller my best effort. So next up is going to be the in-game review of the Razer Raiju. I talked about in the beginning real quick that the AK was a buy and the Raiju was a buy. The AK one, I have the wired version, and the Raiju I use it wired only. Alright, so let's get into the video gameplay review. What's up, guys? YouTube, it's Party. I'm going to go ahead and review the Razer AK and the Razer Raiju for PlayStation and for PC, so I have both of them. I'm using a tallish rounded step stick on it, and all the micro adjustments are there. Feels just like all my other TMRs. Now there is a caveat to this. I initially, when I bought this, I plugged it into the front of my PlayStation, and in the directions it says make sure you plug it into the right USB ports and use the cable provided. And so I used the cable provided, plugged it in, and it started working good. So wildly, plugging it into the front of the PlayStation, there's some type of an issue that goes on with the controller. I don't know, it needs to be plugged into the back. And so I was almost going to return this controller and give it a bad review, but thankfully I figured it out because I plugged it into my PC and I was like, dude, this feels just like my other controllers. I don't get it. Alright guys, I'm back. It's on circular. It feels good. No, it's not. That feels really weird. Okay, I was getting frame drops. Freaking PlayStation. I don't know if I like the circularity setting compared to the game seer. It feels great. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. The micro movements are there. Does what I want it to. Market movements are there. Circularity setting feels alright. I don't know. Pretty consistent. Pretty consistent. Doesn't feel as good as the games here playing circular, in my opinion. That's such a hard to explain. I'm gonna go back. Actually, I'm just gonna plug in my where is it? My Edge controller. There it is, with the Battle Beavers TMR stick. I'll show the controller off in a video too, in the beginning. This section of the video is where I started after playing with this controller for like an hour or so. Of course, I like my Edge and Battle Beaver TMR Mega kits, so let's go back to the Raiju and I'm going to change it back to the standard setting. Alright guys, I reconnected my Razer Raiju with the standard settings, and so the circularity on this one is at like a 6.5, which is perfect on the right stick. Feels just like my other TMRs. Also, real quick guys, I didn't do a PC review because they feel pretty much the same on PC. Like, there's no difference between all my TMR sticks basically, besides like stick tension and whatnot, whereas the stick tension on these feel just like the stick tension on a normal PlayStation controller. Alright guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. Just wanted to go over the features real quick on this. It does have wireless dongle. I'm never going to use wireless because I have problems with wireless in my place. These are pretty tough mechanical switches on the buttons, not as nice as like the Battle Beaver ones or the Demon Workshop ones. D-pad feels awesome. Analog sticks are great, as I reviewed. This trigger's super nice. The left one's gonna be my ping. The bumpers are a nice mouse click. This is a nice mouse click. This is a little sloppy of a mouse click, but it's still a nice mouse click. I was using the triggers for the review. I mean, it's a decent amount you gotta push. It's almost as if this is better, but this just feels better for my hand. I'll put it like there. Kind of wish that it wasn't. And it's a hybrid trigger too. Like, push the button, you have the full thing. For like when you play in when GTA 6 finally comes out in another decade, you can go ahead and use this. And then on the back, you got 4 buttons that are pretty easy to push. Nice mouse clicks, and they fit like your ring finger, middle finger pretty well, both hands. I like the way this feels with about a tall scuff stick height. Remember, plug this in the front of your PlayStation, otherwise you're going to suffer with all sorts of issues with latency and weird issues with how your analog stick feels. Other than that guys, I think this is a buy at $220. It overclocks on the PC at 2000 hertz, which is pretty nice. The AK one feels exactly the same, except for it's a ton lighter because I got the wired version. Buttons feel similar. Exact same buttons, same D-pad, same back buttons, even though they look a little different. Trigger's got the same little extra length of a pull, but it feels pretty much the same thing as this one. Same thing with how it fits in my fingers, like almost the same. It's a little smaller. This one's actually a little easier to grip because my middle finger sits a little better than on the AK. Just feels a little better, but minor differences. So yeah, I just wanted to throw this in at the end, and hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, if you're looking for like a PC controller, you got this AK as a good deal, especially considering how I found it used like new on Amazon for around $50 shipped to my house. And then this one's still a little rich because it's brand new at $220, but the analogs feel just like all my other TMR sticks. Circularity setting compared to the Gamester, I kind of prefer the Gamester over here. That guy's circularity setting on PC and consoles a little better. Has the same type of switch there. I mean, similar, just mouse clicks, but yeah, the only other issue that's worth mentioning, since I brought up the Gamester and its circularity setting, is that this one only pulls at 1000 hertz on PC. I don't know how to overclock it any faster reliably. Like, I don't even think it's possible. And the Razer Raiju is 2000 hertz, and the AK is, as it says, AK. And then the DualSense Edge can go to 8K, but I get issues with it when it's at 8K, so I only do it to 4K. And between all of them, they feel similar on my PC. This one's going to have a slower response time that's noticeable because I do have a high frame rate. And so that's kind of a drawback to the Gamester. Other than that, it's still a really good deal for the Gamester. I think they go for $50 now instead of 80. This one's $220. This one's $120 new, and this custom Demon Workshop Edge is like $450. So each one has their trade-offs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I helped you guys out, and hopefully I hope you make a good decision on your next purchase. Now there's the Xbox version of this, but has Hall effect sticks, and so I'm not gonna buy that to review it or anything because I already prefer this one for the Xbox. So, just my opinion. All right, thanks guys.